factorizing using the long division. So that's also another way, another method, especially if you have got cubic function. So best way is to use the long division or the synthetic division, which I am going to show in next lesson. All right, now a polynomial, if an x value, let's say an x value that's a, is substituted into the polynomial, and that gives the polynomial a zero answer, that is a factor without a remainder. So the other thing we need to remember is dividend equals to divisor times quotient plus the remainder. So let's have a look at an example based on this concept. So let's say I have got a polynomial that has this expression and let's say x minus 2 is a factor to this polynomial, and I want to use a long division. So when x equals to 2 is substituted back into the polynomial, and that gives us a zero answer. So by using the long division, so this is the dividend, the expression is the dividend, what goes inside is the dividend, and what is, I think I need more space for this one here, so let me just write it down a bit up here. So this expression is a factor to that, so I want to divide using the long division. So this is the dividend, what goes inside is your dividend. This is the divisor, and what goes to top is the quotient. So when I get rid of the highest degree, so x to the power of 3 is the one with the highest degree, so that's going to be, when I get rid of that, we multiply this by x squared to give us x to the power of 3, x cubed. So x squared times x is going to be x cubed. So x squared times negative 2, that's going to be negative 2x squared. So we minus, if the signs are the same, so this is plus, that's plus, we minus, so that's 0. So that gives us 4x squared. So we need to get this one down, so that next term. So if I get that one down, so I'll end up getting negative 13x. So when I get rid of again the 4x squared, so that is the highest term, the highest degree term. So we multiply that by 4x. 4x times x is going to give me 4x squared. 4x times negative 2, that gives us negative 8. So we take away, so that gets rid of the first term. So that gives me negative 5x, and I put this down. So I want to get rid of that negative 5x, so I multiply this by negative 5. Negative 5 times x is going to give me negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 2, that gives me 10. So I take away, so my remainder is 0. So now the factor to this polynomial is going to be x minus 2, x squared plus 4x. So the factor that now this is a quadratic, so we can easily factorize this bit here. And we can find out two numbers. When you multiply those two numbers, gives us negative 5. And when you add those two numbers, it gives us positive 4. So that's going to be positive 5 and negative 1. So that gives me x minus 2, x plus 5, x minus 1. So therefore, if that whole lot equals to 0, so my x value, therefore my x value must be 2, -5, or 1. So those are my x values. So that's how we factorize to get. So let's find out a scenario we actually get a remainder. So that one is without a remainder. So this we factorize without a remainder. So let's see a scenario where we have got a remainder. So we're going to use the same example again. So but this time we're just going to change the divisor. So we're just going to make x minus 3 and see how we go. So x to the power of 3. Now again the same expression. We're going to use the same expression. So again, we want to get rid of the first term, in this case the x to the power of 3, so that's going to be, we multiply x squared, so that gives me x cubed minus 3x squared, so we take away again, so that gives me positive 5x squared, so we put this down, so that gives me negative 13x, and want to get rid of the largest term, the x to the power of 3, sorry, to the power of 2 I should say, the highest degree, so that we multiply by 5x, so that's going to give me 5x squared minus 15x, so we take away that, so that gives me, well, 15 plus 15, so that gives me 2, so we'll get this one down, so if we put that one down, so that gives me 10. So I want to get rid of the 2x, so they multiply by 2, so that gives me 2x times 2 times negative 3, so it's going to be negative 6, so we minus that, so that gives me a remainder of 16. So because that's so now, so this will be, and my factors are, so this is going to be the remainder will go to the top. So my polynomial will factorize to x squared plus 5x plus 2 plus 16 over x minus 3. So we put the divisor, this is here divisor, the remainder, so this is here remainder, goes on the numerator. Alright, that's it.